Hey everyone, Blue Eyes Demon Dragon here on Community Gaming V2's channel with a Judgment Dragon, Lightsworn profile. So, this is Lightsworn, this is for September. I've used this deck quite a bit, and I like its consistency for a Lightsworn build. It uses synchros a lot more than you would think, so without further ado, let's see the deck. Got 3 JDs, pretty run-of-the-mill. You do use him quite a bit, obviously. If you mill him, you simply monster reincarnation him, and there you go. So, obviously, very easy to get out. Pretty cheap card in general. I'm surprised he's at 3 this format. So, pretty staple card in Lightsworns. BLS, very easy to get out in this build. I do have quite a few lights. Very good card. Same with JD. If he gets milled, you can get him back to your hand. So, very good. 2 card troopers. Uses milling effect quite a bit, hopefully getting a Wulf or whatever else you need in the graveyard. And you can also use Phantom of Chaos to get his effect as well. And he becomes a 19 attack beater, which lets you draw when he's destroyed. Honest, just a great card. I mean, come on. He's limited for a reason. Stop attack, nail somebody pretty bad with their own monster's attack points. So, great card in here. Tragoedia, I like him a lot more in Gores in this deck. I'm not sure if that's norm for Lightsworns or not, but he's pretty good in here. And he actually uses effect to manipulate his stars, so you can synchro a lot more with him too. So he's good, very good, and he's a dark as well. Phantom of Chaos, personally I don't use him a whole lot in this deck, but when he is milled it's fine because he's a dark, and he could just be used for BLS or whatever. But if you were to use him, you usually remove Lumina or someone you want their effect, or JD as well mainly. So just a decent card. I don't use him a whole lot personally, but he's good. Sangan lets you search pretty much, Lumina, and it's a dark. Search for whatever you need. I generally get Lumina with his effect, but sometimes it could be other cards you need, like the tuners. Glow Up Bulb. I love this guy. Very good in this deck. I mean, come on, he's good in pretty much any deck, but you get him out in this one, and you're usually able to get Trishul out pretty quick, especially if you have Lumina on the field. You already have another level 4 Lightsworn like Wulf or something. Use her effect, bring back another level 4. Glow Up Bulb, you can get Trish or Mistborn depending on your situation. Glow Up Bulb is great in this deck. Plague Spreader, really good in this deck as well. Pretty much the same for Glow Up Bulb, same kind of effect kind of thing. You get him on the field, you just figure out what kind of synchro you want to get out, and get out whatever you need. Plague's really good as well. And he's a dark, in case you need to get BLS out. Also on a Glow Up Bulb, his effect lets you mill one too, so that's a plus in Lightsworns, right? Gale, not used quite as much as the other 2 tuners, but pretty good if you want to put a Blackwing Armormaster next to deck, which I currently don't use, but you can. If you use Blackwing Armormaster and then use Monster Reincarnation, you can special summon him onto the field, and you'll have a Blackwing Armormaster and him on the field, so that's something that you could do. But Gale's pretty good if you just want to pull out a quick synchro, and his effect, of course. I run 1 Ehren. She's alright. I mean, sometimes when they're on the defensive and you want to get rid of a monster, use her effect, she can get over Ryko's and other decks as well, so she's pretty good at 1, I think. Lyla at 1 as well in this build. Her effect's pretty good to destroy spell and trap cards you have on the side of the field, since this build does not run Mystical Space Typhoons, just a Heavy Storm, so she's a good backup card, and you will use her quite a bit. Garoth, he's alright in here. I don't use his effect a whole lot, but if you were to mill some Lightsworns, you can draw some free cards. And the 1850 attack kind of throws some people off. So he's pretty good. Lumina, I wonder if she's any good. Yeah, she's alright. I mean, she's limited. And you discard a card to summon a Lightsworn without any restrictions on whatever you just summoned. So, very good. I mean, you can discard a Wulf if you drew it and then summon him right back onto the field. So, great card. And if they try to run into her, you're generally honest whatever is doing that. So, you want to keep her around if you can. It's Aurkus. Yeah, I like him alright. His effect is pretty good when you want to stop something from hitting Lightsworns, but I generally don't keep him on the field too long. Usually either synchro with him or just mill him. So he's alright. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him. 2 Rykos. Great card, obviously. I only run 2 in this build. It feels better sometimes. Believe it or not, he can be a dead draw. But yeah, just 2 Rykos. Very good card. You can get him back to your hand with Monster Reincarnation if you really need to use his effect, but 2 seems to work fine for me. Got 2 Wolves as well. Another card I feel better at 2. Sometimes you draw him, that's bad. That's why there's 3 monster reincarnations, so you can discard him. You discard him for cost a lot too if you do draw him, so hopefully you don't draw him. Better to mill and get a free 2100 beater. And 2 Celestias. Great card. I love her effect. Tribute to Lightsworn. Blow up 2 cards and mill 4. I cannot understate how great she is. I mean, come on, that's a great effect. Great card. 2 Jain. Another good card. Very good. When he attacks, his attack becomes 2100. Only when he attacks, though. Good card. His milling effect's good. He's just a decent beater in this deck. So that's the monsters. On to the spells. Still trying to hollow out this deck. That's why it's not quite as flashy as my Tengu Plant deck. But we have 1 charge. Obviously, pretty staple. Lets you search out level 4 or lower and you mill the top 4. Great card. Mostly you get Lumina. Heavy Storm. Pretty much staple. The only spell in Distract Protection card in this deck that's a spell, though. 1 Foolish. I use this mainly for Wulf, but sometimes if you want a Plague or a Glow Up Bulb in your graveyard, you use it for that as well, or whatever else you need, maybe for Blackluster Soldier or the final Lightsworn for JD, etc. 1 Dark Hole, pretty much staple. Monster Reborn, staple. 2 Soul Recharges. I was running 3 for a while. I don't really like running 3. I kind of feel it's a dead draw sometimes. But I've had another Lightsworn player around here tell me that he likes it but 3. Personally, I don't. Any suggestions, please leave a comment about that. Or the deck in general, of course. 3 Monster Reincarnations. Card's great in here. I mean, you rarely ever dead draw this. You Monster Reincarnate whatever got milled you didn't want milled. So really good. Also lets you get rid of Wolves, or if you want to put a Glow Up Bulb or a Plague in a graveyard as well from your hand. So it's a great card in general in here. And finally the traps. 3 Royal Decree. Yes, this is a Royal Decree build. I do like it quite a bit, because if they try chaining crap to your summoning of your monsters, like Bottomless or something, you chain Royal Decree and that stops that really quick. So I like this build a lot. And 1 Beckoning Light. Yes, I do main a Beckoning Light in here. It doesn't really interfere with Royal Decree, because if I do draw it after Decree's been activated, I usually discard it for a cost or something like that. So I do like it, and it helps me get back some lights I need, like Honest. So I do like it in here at 1, which I believe it is anyways. So that's the deck. Now let me show you the extra deck. Now this can change depending on how or who you're doing. So 1 Leviair and 1 Leviathan. These are 2 Exceeds I do use. You generally get 3 and 4s out pretty easy in this deck. If I had it with me, I'd run a Utopia, Zen Mains, you know, those guys as well. They're very good. I don't have them on me. And you can move around the extra deck depending on who you're doing or what you want to summon. So they're good at Exceeds. A Light and Dragon, he's a light. Lightsworns are all light pretty much. Pretty easy to get this guy out. It's really a situational card though, but incredibly easy to get out in Lightsworns. Stardust, you do want to run him in here. Very good if you're waiting for a Royal Decree or something to avoid running into traps and stuff. So 1 Bronic, I don't summon him very rarely, if ever. I usually summon Iron Chain over this guy, or Orient even, which is another card I don't have with me. But yeah, you don't summon Bronic a lot in here. You don't need to do his discarding effect really. Catastor, good card in here, along with Magical Android and TG Hyper Librarian. All level 5s you get out pretty easily. So yeah, definitely good cards to run in here, along with Librarian, of course, because you can synchro quite a bit in 1 turn sometimes. Librarian's definitely the least used, though, out of the level 5s. Trishula, very, very, very easy to get out in this deck. Let me just say that, so use it when you need to. Black Rose, situational, you're generally able to blow up the field pretty easy with JD, but you got Black Rose if you can't. Iron Chain, I love summoning this guy in here, well preferred over Bronic, so I'd run him definitely. His milling effect kind of fucks up your opponent too. Armory Arm, you can summon this pretty easily with Lumina and like Bulb, but I generally never do, so it's just an option. Scrap Archfiend, mainly because it's a level 7 beater and you'll want to summon him over Black Rose. Colossal Fire, depends on what you're doing against, 6 Sands, etc. So, situational. Mistworm is very good to main though. Another level 9. It's depends on, you know, the field and whatnot, if you're going to choose Mistworm or Trishula, so depends on what you're doing. So that's the deck, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. thanks for Community Gaming V2 for letting me host this on their channel. And if you have any suggestions or advice about this deck, please post a comment. I'm not a veteran Lightsworn player by any means. I've been playing with this deck for about a month, so I will take suggestions. So thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you around. Be sure to subscribe to Community Gaming V2. See ya.